Tower of God Season 2 Review Part 3 The Workshop Battle. I said in my previous video that SIU has been hyping the workshop battle and I would love to see what he has created. I expected a bit of things happening here and there, but this was way more than I expected. I mean, there is a lot of things going on. So I had to finish the whole workshop battle to make this video. There are tons of informations and plot twists to process. Giving the brief summary would be a bit hard, nonetheless I'm giving on. Fug has constructed this massive plan to turn Bomb into a living ignition weapon and then melt him alongside the needle, thus turning him into an ignition weapon for them to use. The whole battle and the things that has been going on was their plans from the very beginning. There is another group of Fug that even big brains this plan. Warren is a part of it and she reveals that Bomb won't be melted to be the weapon for them to use, he will actually be the master of it. But this group also got big brained by none other than Poe Bidao Gastang, one of the 10 great family leaders. This is a huge reveal till Urek Mazino. There is also things going on with Emily and the workshop as they were using Emily to get more experiments. Our boy Lerero and Quan showed up. And Bam finally reunited with the crew. This is the most important things why I included this in the summary. Now let us see the detailed review and try to grasp what was going on. Our major characters have boarded the Archimedes after qualifying for the ticket. The workshop battle starts with a Gamble-X tournament style. The participants are divided into groups and only 3 passes from each group. If the leader who is in charge of the gambling can guess it correctly, they get bonus points. This is how the quarterfinals qualifiers should be selected. Most of our familiar characters pass the test and qualifiers. There is a build-up of one of the characters called the strongest E-rank regular, Yama's Mad Dog. His real name is Varagar and he is a fighting machine created by mixing strong bloods. This guy is a beast and he had the Blood Tamara, an incredible defensive weapon, but was kind of not shown much. He was just there for the pot if I say so, and the whole team of May was FUG members all along. They were just pretending to be friends with Shivisu's group to further establish their plans. This was done by cooperating with Refugio. He was an important character in the arc. I would also say that he is my favorite character in this arc, despite so little shown, just personal reference. The best fight in this arc was between Rand and Anak. Though Anak was a bit underused in this arc, the fight served its purpose. The best part came from Rand and his fighting style. Previously he used machine-style spear technique and now we see his hand-to-hand combat coupled with a lightning pill. Anak was pretty much beaten one-sided. It showcased that her pride was her greatest strength and also her greatest weakness. But they did not elaborate or develop on that. I think SIU missed a big chance of character development there. Also Lore appeared one time. I don't know what SIU was thinking, he gave up Paracola more screen time than Lore. Lore is a great potential character. Unlike Anak who had some little screen time, Lore was pretty much forgotten. He was only doing something in the sounding store. This entire time he was just carried in his bag. That's a bit of complaint on my end. Moving on to the final battle, there was a lot to digest here. The workshop already had tabs with Fug. We further discovered things about ignition weapons by new character, Beta. He was a failed ignition weapon created by sacrificing countless lives. He hates Bomb to his core, thinking that they were the experiments to successfully make Bomb into a living ignition weapon, which was not true. Kasano used Emily to conspire this, but we got confirmation on that. Bomb is a living ignition weapon. Huriang was not completely wrong, but Bomb is a bit different. What was used to make Bomb a living ignition weapon was a bit different, and the thorn that we first saw was a replica, or to be specific, a container to hold the real needle. The needle of Andrew that will slay the greedy King Jahad. Previously, the name Andrew came up with the name Phantominum and Urek. They were irregulars. Andrew basically killed an administrator of the tower and then left this needle. Isn't that sort of a big deal? I thought the administrators were immortal beings. And it all ties up now why Fug wants Bomb. The regulars could not use the needle. It was only possible by an irregular. After seeing that the needle could kill an immortal being, their only hope of killing Jahad was Bomb and this needle. That's why Fug calls Bomb their god. But I have a quote from Bomb that amazed me when I first heard it. Your god is just a delusion born of your own weakness. Our boy has matured quite a bit. Get that, you coffee maker and you rabbit-eared girl. Now I wonder why Fug did not ask Urek or Phantominum for help. Plot twist for possible future? The last battle starts between Refugio and our trio Bam, Khun and Rek. Mr. Leroro and Hars already devised a plan to escape by boarding a ship, but Refugio took Hwariun and Horiang hostages before they could escape. Leroro was occupied with another ranker as Hars and Endorsi were against May and the Mad Dog. Endorsi did not have much to do in this arc except for tailing Bam a bit. Rek had already snuck in to meet Bam. Their reunion was heartwarming. Endorsi also found out about it a bit later from Rek, and now she fights for her date. That's important for her. And our trio Bam, Khun and Rek have a hard time dealing with Refugio as he is a shadowy creature. He was given this power by another FAG executive. He followed Caracas' order, I think. Khun devised a plan after fighting out his weakness. He rescued or stabbed Huarion, if I have to say, by using the white heavenly mirror. Surprisingly, he was the winner. How many people did he have to shoot to get that? Probably a lot. But it was non-killing. That's good to hear. Rex's new spare Matt Shocker was also buffing him quite a bit, but this was not enough to stop Refugio, who had the temporary power of a B rank regular. Wonder how that works by sacrificing his life. But Bam is here to save the day. He uses the needle to dominate the battle. Khun notices one of the needle's main traits. It can dominate the surrounding Shinsu, a godlike power. Similar to how the administrators dominate the field of Shinsu, Bam manages to defeat Refugio and gets saved by Endorsi's Bong Bong. Refugio sinks into the bottom with the melting solution as he resents God. In his eyes, the power of the needle does not belong to those unworthy. He had his tragic backstory. His entire tribe was annihilated and his eyes were blinded just because he looked at a princess of Jahad. So as much as we see how cool our characters are, we should also know that they did their fair share of misdeed. So Refugio resents God for choosing Bam. He accepts that destiny must have constructed this path, but in his eyes that has now lost its light, that destiny is meaningless. I thought this was a very tragic backstory and his character seemed captivating more than anyone in this arc. Our heroes finally escape safely as the major player of this arc makes an entrance. Poe Bidao Gastang, he is the first great family leader we see, and he is the one who has been pulling the strings from behind. He even big brained Fag, the one who gave Fag the needle of Andrew was him. As one says, everyone in this arc was dancing in the palm of Gastang's hand. And he leaves after that. We don't know what his motives are. Well, big players play 3D chess while we play checker. There was a big focus on Emily in this arc. We get the information from Miss Sophia that Emily is also a living ignition weapon created by the workshop. They tricked her into thinking that she was a human and exploited outside experiments. Human experiments that they used Emily to call are the Travelers. This has been going on for quite a long time now, but Kasana knows the truth as he takes Emily and escapes. He also took Horiang's devil inside him, rendering him into coma, and now become a complete being. Maybe even stronger than the current Balm. Maybe not. But he meets up with Rachel at the end and they leave to change the fate of this tower. This girl will betray Kasano, I am guaranteed. Shibisu hearts Endorsi Anak, they will go ahead and climb the tower as they already became D rank regulars. Khun, Bam and Rak would have to follow after them, so again splitting. The epilogue of the tower finishes with setting up the Hell Train arc. We also got Jinsung Ha and Caracas interaction at the 97th floor. Seems like Caracas will intervene in the next arc for sure. The boys asked Waryung to be their guide in the journey of the tower. Bam is also okay with this. I called it on my previous video. She is going to be a major character from now on. Again, there were some ups and downs and I had some complaints, but overall the arc was pretty good and I think it was the best one so far. It had enjoyable elements and I cannot wait to see how the next arc, the Hell Train arc, holds for... Wait a minute, did I forget something?
Oh yeah, the date between Bam and Endorsi and a nice memorable kiss from a princess.
Then I will see you in the next review. Feel free to subscribe, like and share your opinions down in the comments below.